Hello everyone. So we're here with some Divinity Original Sin 2. The game is finally out. Now let's get started. We're gonna go single player and we're gonna go classic. No, we're not doing either one of these because these are actually more difficult than the classic, and the classic's pretty difficult as it is. Now, depending on how long the load screen takes, I might cut it right here. Oh. Okay, that was fast. Alright, so I've already gone through the character customization and I've picked out what I want to be. We are going to be an undead, human. Because why the hell would you not with such a good talent like this? That is so good. Now, you could also be the undead lizard, which I don't really like the passive. You don't want poison resistance as undead. Poison heals ya. So why would you want resistance to it? And the elf gets their crappy corpse eater. And the dwarf, it would be a good choice if you plan to play a tanky class. But we're not going to be playing a tanky class. We are going to be playing, where is it? A Shadow Blade. Now, you'll notice that the Shadow Blade has a different build-up this time. Instead, we have Chameleon Cloak. That sounds really good. And Chicken Claws. Turn a foe into a chicken. That also sounds really good. Now, we'll go with our appearance. We'll take off the hair. We'll go with phase 4. Like, come on. How awesome is that? Especially if I go with... Where is it? Oop. Chard. Now that looks so good. And I like the...
You're not trying to escape, are you?
Adventure sound. That looks real good. Now we'll go with our presence. And fitness is going to be our base damage because we are going to be using a lot of daggers. And as you can see, this one is just a +5 to damage. This one is some damage and carrying capacity, but I think I'm going to do that with my tank. So intellect is damage also based on your magical skills. It doesn't really say this, but I think it's more applied to it when you look at the skills. Constitution, yep. Memory is good for having more skills on your hotbar. And wit is our initiative and crit, so we're definitely taking that. And I love how they've rearranged and gotten rid of some of the skills. So as you notice, there is no backstab. No backstab whatsoever. I think that was pretty much implied that all classes can now backstab. So what instead we got is Gorilla. And I like that. I like that. Especially with our magical start of Chameleon Cloak. We're invisible. We can sneak up behind the person. Do a backstab for an additional 40% on top of the backstab's instant damage. Now, I want to go with an outlaw. I don't know. Do I want to do soldier or scholar? I think I'm going to do soldier because there is some scholar people you can recruit. And I just love the cello. I'm going to go with my Warhammer classic thing. Warning, playing as undead. Yes, I know. Yes, I know.
It all happened like I knew it would.
single drop of source magic. And, like flies to honey, the monsters swarmed. The rebel panicked. The carnage began. And the Magisters pointed their fingers at me. Just as I'd planned. I was shackled and collared, and sent to Fort Joy. I'd come here to kill Godwoken. But instead, I became part of their story.
Oh, now that sounds interesting. Is she going to be a character we can recruit?
Well, look what the dog dug up. You're lucky they didn't notice just how thin you were under those bandages. Although, seeing someone wrapped up like that, they probably thought you had the scabbing plague. Heh? Look, laugh, but don't touch. Better keep that hood down, mind you. The living don't take kindly to seeing their future staring back at them.
That is a good comment right there. Oh. Oh, and you already start off with a poison. That is awesome. I'm gonna put my consumables over back here. Dome of protection. Nah, not really.
I'll need to write to headquarters right away.
What a well of knowledge this tome is. Dallas is such a dear lending it to me.
I really want to steal that book.
Did the murderer take him into this room? Or was he already here?
I'm really worried this is going to start my first death, so let's just save it.
There. Not too tight, I hope. The collar, I mean. Oh, not to worry. Every dog has to get used to its leash. In the meantime, your next stop will be Magister William. All passengers have to be registered in the ship's manifest, and he's the chap in charge of the logs. You'll find him on the other side of this deck, in the officers' quarters.
But I don't have eyes, so am I really gonna be doing... screw it.
The good ship Merryweather. But you can stand at ease there, Private. You do realize you're not in any army here, don't you?
Index fingers pressed to her lips, she pauses a moment to give you a scrutinizing gander.
My...
Are you kidding me? Oh, yeah, it looks like I'm dead. Because I don't even have a weapon.
There. Not too tight, I hope. In the meantime, your next stop will be Magister William. You'll find him on the other... the good ship Merryweather. But you can stand it...
Index fingers pressed to her lips, she pauses a moment to give you a scrutinizing gander.
My word. You do seem a bit befuddled, don't you? Perhaps I was a bit too generous with that sedative. Oh well, I'm sure you'll soon gather your wits. Most likely. Eventually. In the meantime, all you need to know is that we're en route to Fort Joy. A new life awaits. And if you're a particularly good girl, perhaps a cure as well. An end to Source. For good. Why, for my peace of mind, of course. Why don't you try casting one of those source spells of yours? See what happens.
I'll need to write to headquarters right away.
Currents of magic surge inside you, boiling, bursting, then breaking, only to fade back into your soul like rain into the earth.
You better stop before you hurt yourself. All will, but no result. There you have it, see? The collar's function. It neuters you, of sorts. Makes you unable to cast Source. For your own peace of mind, of course. Yours and the whole world's.
Good
I don't
God,
know.
There's been a murder here.
Ah. Okay, so the game doesn't like me stealing right off the bat. I mean, I can't even fight without a weapon.
There. In the meantime, you'll... Why, for my peace of mind, of course. What?
Currents of...
You better... There, for the good ship Merryweather.
Index fingers...
My word. Oh well, a new life...
Good gods, there's been a murder here.
I don't know if food hurts you anymore. Food hurts you or not. I know undead don't need it. Let's save this. Oh, she's looking this way. That's why the snake failed.
Oh, everything's spick and span.
Let's see. Effect unknown. Okay, well, we'll take it. Huh. So I grabbed some rope. Alright.
As soon as the Inquisitor gets here, we'll hang you right over the side of this ship with him.
A broad dwarf sits totally upright on the bench, eyes closed, palms face up on his knees. His beard is a cascade of meticulous plaits, each one braided through with golden medallions. He raises an eyebrow as you approach, but doesn't open his eyes.
Listen up, Ghetto. You hear that? The ship, of course.
A wave of sound washes over you. The unintelligible chatter of your shipmates, the groaning of wood from floor to ceiling, the boom, crash and crackle of waves around you, complaints from the sea itself.
And? Sick as a leper's cat. From the state of it, I'd say she's being cared for by a bunch of beardless babes who never loved anyone but their own mums. But there's more. Listen close. There now, just like that. Aha!
His eyes snap open as his countenance breaks into an expression of joy. One great paw claps you on the back, the other catches you before you lose your footing.
There, you heard it, didn't you? I knew it. I knew it. Aye, this is good news, kiddo. Good news. It's the wheel. The wheel. Don't you see, you beautiful idiot? Squeaks whenever the helmsman jerks it clockwise, which means we're heading east.
Oh, that's actually pretty cool. I like this.
Burn my beard. That means if we've been travelling for, yes, only 10.34 nautical miles to Fort Joy.
Till overboiling a bit of cabbage becomes a crown, I shall hold my head.
Yeah, no indeed, kiddo. But that ain't my final destination.
Ooh.
The dwarf leans back from the table and strokes his beard, gold medallions jingling merrily. His eyes roll over to you.
That'll be all, thank ye kindly, kiddo.
I always knew you'd turn out rotten, Ben Nest. Your kind always come closest.
I spent my life singing for my slaves to bring me my supper. Finer fare than boiled roots and rotten tubers, too. Meanwhile, the Magisters feast on honeyed meat behind this very wall. The indignity.
I know it.
Well, well, what have we here? A fresh face in this stale hell. Let's size you up, shall we? See if you'll do.
The lizard looks you up and down, like a farmer would a fetching horse. All of a sudden, he grips you firmly by the chin, with the intent of inspecting your teeth.
Humor him, let's see what this leads.
There's some discoloration, as well as a rather disconcerting lack of tongue and gums, but I've seen worse. After all, one can't expect to find prime merchandise on a squalid little ship like this.
What? Okay, this is funny.
Now, to business. You will answer me 3 questions. The first one is this. Can you cook?
Say you can. Okay, I have to do this.
And of course, a cook who can't taste is about as useful as a dog in a chess game. On to the second question. Can you knit, weave? In short, tailor?
Stick your thumb through one of the holes of your garb and say, "This provide cool."
Yes, I can tell from your vagabond chic, a bag is as good as a shirt kind of style. I shouldn't be getting my hopes up. On then to my final query. Have you the ability to administer the upkeep of one's personal appearance? The delicate art of cosmetics is what I'm after. Just as I thought. That explains what's besieging my nostrils. So, 3 questions asked, 3 questions answered. Let's evaluate, shall we? As per your own testimony, you have the taste buds of a dung beetle, the fashion sense of a monkey in a clown suit, and your personal hygiene reminds one of a carcass rotting in the sun. That won't do at all, see? I'm sad to say I must deny you the opportunity to be my slave. Ever so sorry.
Blows your head and tells him you're mightily disappointed.
I know, but you just don't have what it takes. A good slave's made of sterner stuff, I'm afraid. Still, hone your skills, and one day you may just qualify for a position in a lesser household than mine. You keep dreaming, you hear?
Listen.
Okay, that was comical. What else is here?
Kid, you been down by the room up the hall?
No,
You sure about that?
no,
What's your name?
no.
Gods, didn't your mother teach you any manners?
She got eaten by a void woken.
Forget it.
Aww.
It was one of them. I know it.
Would you put a knuckle in it? I'm trying to concentrate.
You one of them? A divine order loyal? They killed a sorcerer, you know. They'll hide the evidence well enough, but make no mistake.
An elf sits tucked away in a dark spot, lazily rolling dice onto the surface of a barrel. They sound like the dry cackling of an old witch.
Snake eyes.
She chuckles.
I bet that's just what they'll look like.
She shakes her head.
Game for one, I'm afraid. Rolling dice. Deciding fates. Don't worry, honey. It isn't yours.
She looks you up and down, with the merest hint of a coy smile on her lips.
Never say never, though.
She smiles contemptuously.
Just a kitten in a corner, aren't we?
Oh man, I've been forgetting all about play dead. What is that ability?
Yes, this is a rare kind of magic. I'll need to write to headquarters right away.
Alright, cool. I don't know what that will give me, but it's probably gives me something.
I'm busy watching for clues, sorcerer. Go take your substone.
Well, there has been a murder, Your Majesty.
A scruffy man lounges against the wall with scarred arms folded. A sly smile playing on his face, he stares across at the Magister guarding him. Noticing you, he straightens and beckons for you to come closer.
Watch your back, new fish. There's a murderer on board, and I'd bet 3 months' pay it's this tramp Ifan.
Rolling his eyes at the Magister's warning, the man named Ifan beckons again. He leans in and adjusts your collar with a sharp tug, balancing its weight so it no longer presses unpleasantly on your neck. He winks.
Inches less that way, right?
Hocking a phlegmy gobbet in your general direction, the sullen Magister settles back to his task of glowering at Ifan. And now, you.
We used to know each other, more's the pity. I was his commander many, many, many moons ago. Isn't that right, Vic?
Standing far back from Ifan, the tight-faced Magister draws one finger across his throat in an elaborate fashion, but says nothing. Ifan grins, flashing pointed white teeth.
Same as he was at 14 years old. Only difference is somebody gave him a bigger sword and now he's Johnny Big Pants.
Let's see.
Long story. Maybe I'll tell you about it in the Joy. Away from interested parties. No. The dead man, Finn, is it? I'd no business with him. And I wouldn't put a man down without good reason.
Wait. How's that Finn? Finn's an undead. He's one of the Origin undeads.
He glances over at Magister Victor, who's staring back at him with pointed intensity.
Damn shame sheer annoyance isn't reason enough. The Joy, I've heard a lot. Nothing good. No surprise there, since Bishop Alexander runs the show. Wonder if we'll get to meet the Ringmaster himself.
We're definitely doing this one.
Easy now. I might think the same, but Vic here will blow a blood vessel if he hears you talking like that.
What are you conspiring about over there? You? What's your name?
Oh, don't mind him. Vic's just got a bee in his bonnet. And that bee is me.
Name?
Magister Victor looks at you suspiciously, then scrawls something illegible down in a tiny notebook. He scowls at you as he stows the notebook back in his voluminous robes.
Away with you, at once.
Ifan performs an elaborate pantomime of keeping quiet, one finger in front of his lips as he leans back against the wall.
I decided to give him my name, just to make it more interesting.
Here's the register, ma'am. Good, good. Magister Williams has just about done with the last passenger. You faring okay so far?
I've been through worse. I mean, I'm undead.
Trust me, with Bishop Alexander in charge, things will get a lot better from here on out. He's God-woken, you know. You head on in now. Williams will get you sorted fast.
I've seen more appetizing things coming out of plagues.
Standing at the center of the room, you spot a sorcerer haughtily eyeing a pair of nervous-looking magisters. They keep their crossbow trained upon her as she's being interrogated by an officer.
So you admit it then? You murdered that poor fella?
Yes, I did. But of course, that was only the beginning.
She turns her head and looks you straight in the eye.
There are others whose lives must end.
Good God, the woman's mad. You there, sorcerer, go and fetch Magister Siwan. We need to do more than collar this maniac. We need to shackle her, hands and feet.
It means your journey draws to a close. Do stick around for its finale, though, because...
She reaches for her collar and simply removes it.
Holy crap.
I'm just about to create a scene.
Subdue her, men, quickly! If she casts source, the Voidwoken will come. They'll end us all.
She smiles with wicked satisfaction.
Precisely.
Okay, that was pretty cool.
What happened?
Oops. So I finally got a weapon. Well, screw it, I might as well put on a shield. I definitely don't want something like that. Alright. Hang on. What's my undead bony finger ability? Maybe it's somewhere out here. Okay. Oh, okay. There we go. That's how you do it. Oh, dang it. I figured they might have figured undead players would do that. But it was worth a try. Holy shit.
The young woman lies in a heap on the floor. She's breathing normally, but her eyes are wide open, like those of a corpse. Dark, greyish-black clouds swirl through them.
No.
Oh yeah, I'll loot everything now. So this is what I was waiting for.
The Magister lies on the floor, unconscious and bleeding from a dire-looking wound.
Oh.
The Magister lies on the floor, unconscious and bleeding from a dire-looking wound.
And I guess I can't help her.
No, not the final dark. Not yet.
Her hand lies limp in yours. She's too weak to...
The dice roll darkly. They're rolling for me.
Ifan lies motionless, curled on the ground like an animal. Under his shaggy hair, you can see green eyes fluttering as if in a nightmare. A low whine escapes his lips. His eyes flicker open, but he doesn't register your presence at all.
Lucien. Lucien.
Ifan cries out. Then his eyes fall closed again. No matter how much you shake him now, he cannot be roused.
Oh, okay. That worked. So it worked from this side. Oops. I don't want that. More poison bottle. Hell yeah. I'll take that. Well, now that I got a healing pot, and I don't use healing pots, let me see if I can do something different.
The Magister lies on the floor. The Magister lies on the floor, unconscious and bleeding from a dire-looking wound.
Can I really trade with her? Eh. Okay, let's just get the story going. I can't do anything for any of these people. Oh, she's dead. I'll loot her real fast. Let's see what's in here. Alright, more gold.
Damn, that doesn't bode well. Onwards and upwards. God damn it! Need to get off this wreck and quick.
I love bony fingers.
Grace, what was...
He eyes the collar circling your neck and reaches a hand towards his blade.
Another sorcerer!
The Magister's companion doesn't blink, frozen in place at the sight of you.
Fingers your color, you can help them if they can get this.
Like you don't know? Mutiny! Did that witch fix your collar too?
He whispers loudly to the other Magister.
Don't just cower there, Rix! Take out your blade!
Rix grabs his sword, which shakes in the rhythm of his trembling hand.
What?
The Magisters look to each other, then back to you, and unsheath their blades with a metallic zing.
Your lies end here. Get her!
Alright. Ah. No, damn it. Oh, come on, that was bullshit. Stop trying to loot him. Oh.
Not long before this thing snaps into splinters.
I screwed up royally. I totally forgot to... Ooh, nice. That's actually a better loot than before.
Damn, that doesn't bode well. Onwards and upwards.
Thank the gods!
He eyes the collar circling.
Another sorcerer!
The Magister's companion doesn't blink, frozen in place at the sight of you.
Even if I knew how to rip that thing off, I wouldn't. Some crazy banshee comes screaming through, and now we got void bugs swarming up top. Sorcerer mutiny!
He whispers loudly to the...
Don't just cower there, Rix.
Rix grabs his sword, which shakes in the rhythm of his trembling hand. The Magisters look to each other.
Your lies...
Ah, fuck. There we go, that was better.
Bishop Alexander. If Lucian were alive, what would he think of his son's divine order?
Nice. Another resurrection scroll. That's usually worth some gold. I'm not sure why I'm not healing. Oops.
Great God! Something's pounding on the hull.
Yeah, can't be a gamer if you don't spend your life and death moments constantly looting.
Oh, damn it! Need to get off this wreck and quick.
A gold cup, huh? Oh yeah, my painting is worthless. I should feel bad for picking it up. What about these other paintings? No. Okay, so they are completely useless to me.
Something's breaking through. What in the hell are those things? Death fog. Good thing I'm immune. Still, this means trouble.
Yes. Death fog, your character would instantly die if you enter it, unless you are undead. Hence the name Death Fog. Let's see. There's a way to highlight everything. So basically, that's a way to deter players from going that way. Figure we have to go up now.
God, I need to get off this ship.
So these things aren't actually immune to poison. Oh, stop. Maybe I should have done the chicken thing first. There we go. Ah, good. Come on, stop it. We're just gonna stand in this poison a little bit and heal up full. Alright. Oh. Well, what I'm wanting to do is... Perfect. Here. Let's quick save it real fast. Well, I'm getting a lot of gold. Not sure if that's a good thing or a bad thing. Okay, I need to head over here.
A lifeboat! That means there's still a chance.
Go on, kid. Climb up there and dig in the rope. Shut your trap, kid. Children and dwarfs first, just like the old stories.
The dwarf yanks at one of the nearby ropes to no avail.
You said there were other people down there.
You see those tentacles, kid? It's time for getting the hell out of here.
Thank you! There's a ladder right over there. You can go straight down.
You're gonna be the death of us, you hear?
Yeah, there it is. That's what she was talking about.
The Magister lies on the floor.
Okay.
If you can walk, get yourself up the ladder. There's a Voidwoken!
I thought Voidwoken was supposed to be scary.
I've faced worse.
Let the games begin.
They who are about to triumph.
I'll yield to none. These beardless bugs won't sink the ship on my watch.
Oh, petrified.
Prepare yourself.
But you're not even going to encourage me? Whoa! Ouch. Oh, he actually had something.
They smell even worse than death.
I hear something. It's Magister Siwa. The one who put on this damn collar.
She tries to speak, but can only gape as she clutches her neck, trying to stem the bleeding of a gushing wound. With jagged movements, she raises her clenched fist and holds out a length of cloth, soaked with some kind of strong-smelling tincture. Blood quickly soaks through the cloth. Magister Siwan's mouth opens and closes, her eyes wide in terror. Blood pours out from around the bandage. Magister Siwan reaches out to you, her hand flailing. It's working. The pressure is stemming the flow of blood. Siwan clutches your arm, her eyes locked with yours. Something within the ship snaps. The floorboards shudder. Siwan struggles to her feet, clinging to you tightly. The ship lets out a deep groan, then cracks.
It's ripping the ship apart! This is it! She's going down!
Whoa!
I have plans for you, child. Rise.
Honorable Dallas, we lost a ship sailing sorcerer prisoners to Fort Joy. We assume some escaped and broke their collars. Their vile magic lured the Voidwoken. All who were aboard are presumed dead. Yours faithfully into eternity, High Judge Oriven.
So after this, I think it'll be a perfect time to end this episode. And that prologue was pretty awesome. The game is not afraid to throw in instant kill mechanics into the mix, but usually it gives you a heads up of an instant kill mechanic. Like later on in the game, you'll find these creatures you can't get past, and it will show you that because there'll be like a little bunny that walks near them, and they will just instant kill the bunny for 9,999 damage. And this isn't Final Fantasy.
Made short bloody work of the ship. Am I the lone survivor?
Looks like it.
Fort Joy.
Alright, so let's end this episode. And like I was saying, this isn't like Final Fantasy where, you know, your character can eventually get like over 9,000 health or something like that, where, you know, 9999 is not just something you need to go over. That's going to be an instant kill for anything and everything. I don't think even a single boss in this game has 9,999 health. That's just max damage. But we'll continue this on next time.